This episode, well, it's long overdue. You see, when I first started exploring these trails, I felt a sense of excitement that's not very easy to come by. I remember riding up to the first unique feature in these woods and the wide-eyed wonder it brought to me. It made me excited, nervous, and filled with giddy laughter all at the same time. When you live in the southeastern United States, free ride features like those found in other locations, such as the infamous North Shore, they really aren't common. Combined with steep chutes and a relentless web of roots, rocks, and rich dark loam, the letter trails of Snowshoe Bike Park are a paradise found. These trails have taught Allie and I both so much. We've gone from stumbling our way from feature to feature to finding a rhythmic flow amidst the otherwise visually chaotic tech. And today, we're going to take a tour of all of these imaginative trails tucked deep into this moss-blanketed fairyland playground. Allie, where are we?
Snowshoe.
What month?
September.
How many people are here?
I think this is like 8 or 7 or something riding the lift right now.
It's beautiful weather.
It's gorgeous.
And we're riding the letters. And I guess we'll take you along.
Whoop whoop.
Whoop whoop. It's going to be a good day. Let's go hit it. The letter trails are all located on Snowshoe's basin side, and the majority of them are accessed by a flow trail called Dreamweaver. This creates a multitude of link-up options, which makes for a fun way to explore this side of the park. The first trail you'll come to is A, and things get real steep the moment you drop in. After the first chute, the gradient lets up a bit and gets into some fun technical moves before finishing into a rock garden and exiting the woods. From here, you can drop back into Dreamweaver to access Trails H and I, Trail J, and K a bit further down. The second trail you'll come to at the top of Dreamweaver is Trail B. This one drops off just past Trail A and begins with a steep chute as well. The grade on B also eases up into some flow tech before merging into the end of A. Next on the menu is Trail D. This one serves up some serious arm pump as it cascades down a seemingly never-ending rock garden.
Getting a little D action. Haven't ridden D in a while.
D is also short and sweet, but connects into Trail E. And Trail E, well, it's pretty similar to D, but I would argue it holds a bit better rhythm, and I would rate it as my favorite of the longer rock tech letter trails. This one also introduces the first significant wood feature with a nice long elevated skinny, the end of which is where the previous trail connects back in. From here, the raw tech fun just continues on all the way down into the basin.
Lines everywhere.
This is Trail G, and things start to spice up a bit here with some more precise tech, interesting skinnies, and some airtime opportunities. This one has its own brand of adventurous fun that's both engaging and addictive. There's so many lines and moves on this one, you could spend an entire season really learning the nuances of it. It's a crowd favorite amongst the regular riders at the park, and for good reason.
You made me leave you, now you want my love. I'm sorry, but I can't give you enough.
H carries on the same spirit of G, holding a consistently engaging nature of technical natural terrain and interesting wood features.
When the good times come, call me brother when the good times come. When I'm hurting now.
The huge wooden berms towards the bottom of H marks the split to Trail I, which begins with one of the more intimidating structures. This elevated skinny is my kryptonite. I'm not great at skinny features, and this one really narrows up about halfway through. But as you can see, it's a piece of cake for my buddy Tanner. The second feature on I is also an elevated skinny, but much wider, and it ends in a fun little drop with an optional moon booter to hit.
Tell me, mama, when do you think
Trail J is a total blast, but beware. This large teeter moves slowly. I thought we were just going into another skinny, but yeah, I won't make that mistake again.
I told you not to follow him that close.
I didn't know. He didn't say anything.
The teeter dumps you into a fun technical section. This chunky section of trail has a surprising amount of flow to be found with the right lines. In fact, the section down to Dirt Beaver is one of my personal favorites on the mountain. Next up is K, and although it's short, it packs a punch. None of the features are big, but it's technical and constantly demanding of precise lines.
Oh, pretty good.
All of the trails up to this point are pretty busy and require lots of work to find speed on, but that's not true of this one, which is also one of the only blue rated letter trails. M is fast and has a nice rhythm for putting down some heat. There's even some optional moves that definitely spice things up a bit.
That's cool.
You can split off to the left just before the exit onto O, or continue out to the service road that allows access to Trail N, which, sadly, I don't have any footage of to share. One of the more challenging blue trails at Snowshoe, O packs another round of non-stop rocks and roots. It is a bit more manicured and less wild than its black diamond counterparts, which offers an inviting environment to explore this side of the park. M and O are both featured in the beginner to intermediate guide to Snowshoe on this channel, which I'll link in the upper right hand side of the screen. Finally, we come to Trail P. Well, kinda. Trail P was a raw single-track style trail, and after the 2020 Enduro race, it had really begun to blow out in a way that was becoming a chore to maintain. In the beginning of the 2021 season, the rumor was that this trail was going away entirely. The 2021 World Cup cross-country course was set to make its way through part of the old trail bed, and seemingly overnight, the fate of the old Trail P shifted into news that it would be fully reworked into a machine-cut black diamond. The trail reopened relatively quickly this season, and I've got to say I've become a big fan of this one. It's been named Rudy Pebbles, but many still refer to it as P, and it's got a unique flavor that makes it pretty different than any other run in the park. It still has some of its old technical character in spots, but now it's mostly more of a flow tech style trail with drops, jumps, and a mixture of both steep and fast berms to make this trail a blast. P has the added bonus of dropping you right out above two more excellent trail options, including the incredibly fun wall rides of Raging Bull, as well as the fast-flowing style of slalom. My friends, that's all for today's episode. I really hope you enjoyed this deep dive into some of my favorite trails anywhere. Do me a huge favor, hit that like button, drop me a comment below, and if you're not already subscribed to the channel, what are you waiting for? Come hang out on all of our future adventures here on the channel. You won't want to miss the next episode because I'm firing up several of my biggest sins to date and talking about my process working up to these huge features. But until then, I hope to see you out on the trails.